Now you can bring the arcade experience home because your vision is our vision. ColecoVision. You are the player, because your vision is our vision. The player.
Sorry. I play on ColecoVision.
You are the player.
As you can see with my controller here, my directional works perfectly fine. No problem there. Get back up there. But my button no longer works. There it went. So the switch is going bad on this thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a modification to put a Microswitch in place of the old switches. Let's go for it. Alright, we're going to get started with this modification. We'll open up this ColecoVision controller here, and I'm going to install these Microswitches in place of the current two fire buttons here. Now, one of the big complaints of the controller, besides this little joy nub up here, is how far you have to push these buttons in before they respond. And plus, over time, those switches do go intermittent in there. They do go bad. So I figure I'd come up with a modification to do a Microswitch mod for the fire buttons, just like I did for the joy nub up here. So I'll be using the exact same switches I used for the joy nub. They're the Radio Shack 5mm high tactile switch, part number 2750002. So we'll get this thing opened up and begin the modification. Now that I've got it opened up, we'll take the circuit board out, pop out the two switches here, and then begin the modification. So I got the circuit board out. I got the little covers off the switches removed. So now what I'm going to do is take me a pair of cutters here, and I'm going to trim off the little posts off the switch right here, because I'm not going to need it any longer. Here's my little cutters, and I go cut them off flush, snip, went one, and then do the other one, snip. Alright, here's my new switches I'm going to put in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue them right here to the end of the switch where I cut off the shaft on both sides. Then I'll run two new wires up around the circuit board over here, over to the new switches. You want to try to avoid the little hole right here. That's where a screw goes through for the casing. And if you got a wire going through there, you're not going to be able to get the two halves together of the controller housing. So you want to make sure you run it over here on the side. You might be able to run them right here in the corner right here of the switch as well. So just got to fit it in there as best you can. Got the switches glued into place. You see right here, there's the new Microswitches right there. So I'll cut my wires, get these all wired up, and then I have to do a little bit of a modification to the old fire button as well. So we'll do that here in a minute. I've got the new wires soldered into the back side of the old fire buttons here, wrapping them around the side to hook up to the new switches. Alright, now I've got the wires hooked up to the new switches. I made my wires a little bit too long, but oh well. I'm going to put a little dab of hot glue right in here to keep the wires in place so they don't move around. You also make sure you want to keep the wires away from the joystick area right here as well, so your joystick will continue to work. So let's continue on. Well, next, I'm going to trim a little bit of this shaft off with my cutters. Not a whole lot, just a little bit, so we get some clearance with the new switch in there. Okay, there's the first button put in. You can see down inside of there where I trimmed it off just a little bit. And here it clicks. So look at this. Very little movement. Awesome. Let's do the other side. Put this thing back together and give it a try. Now let's test out the new fire buttons here. Oh, look at that. Nice. Try the other one. Awesome. Now let's compare. Now here's the original controller with unmodified fire button. See how far I got to push that in? And then here's the modified Microswitch controller. Boop, 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 boop. Awesome! Let's give it a try on a game. We'll try it out on Donkey Kong, I think. Donkey Kong, Donkey Kong. ColecoVision presents Nintendo's Donkey Kong. I hate this 12-second delay. I gotta put the no delay of BIOS in this thing. And needs a power switch. Oh yeah! Get off the ladder, you little ding dong. There we go. Whee! Oh, this is awesome. Ooh. Ooh, watch out for the barrels. Yeah. Oh, I messed up. Anyway, thanks for watching.
You are the player. Because your vision is our vision. The player.
Sorry. I play on ColecoVision.
You are the player. You are the player.
Sorry. I play on ColecoVision.
You are the player.